Hey everybody, Neil Thompson from Teach the Geek here, working with technical professionals so they can present more effectively, especially in front of non-technical audiences. And you can learn more about that at teachthegeek.com. Again, that's teachthegeek.com. Also, please remember to like, subscribe to this YouTube channel. Every little bit helps. So when it comes to giving a technical presentation, or any presentation for that matter, what's one thing that you really should keep in mind at all times? Well, it's something that I certainly didn't do when I first started giving presentations, and it's something I certainly do now. And that's knowing the audience you're actually going to be speaking to and tailoring your presentation to that audience. Especially if you're giving a technical presentation to a non-technical audience, it's so important to do this because you very well could put together a presentation that they just don't resonate with, that they don't understand. And if they don't understand, then they won't listen to you. And you've basically spent all that time putting together a presentation for nothing. I remember when I used to work as an engineer, what started my whole path down this whole idea of getting better at giving presentations is I had to give presentations in front of management on a monthly basis. And oftentimes after I was done that presentation, I'd get questions afterwards that I thought I'd answered during the presentation. So I'd be thinking to myself, why am I getting all these questions? I answered that like 10 minutes ago. I was sweaty and nervous before the presentation and even during it. Now I was really sweating, yeah, even after the presentation because I was getting these type of questions. But in hindsight, now I know that the reason I would get these questions is I didn't put things in a way that the people in the audience could actually understand. I didn't take my audience's needs and wants into account when I was putting the presentation together. So maybe we need to talk a little bit about, well, what does it mean to, okay, I know that knowing your audience is important. So what should I do to make it so that the presentation is something that the people in the audience will actually listen to? Well, you got to make sure that you're using words that they understand. So when you're giving a technical presentation, oftentimes within your own field, there's a lot of jargon that you know and the people in your field know, but other people may not know. They may not know at all. I mean, I worked in orthobiologics. Does the average person know what orthobiologics means? Probably not. But I knew it really well. I'd use that term all the time. And I just figured, well, if I know it, then everyone else knows it, right? No, no, you got to explain it. You got to explain these type of words that aren't just regularly bandied about in regular conversation. So really trying to minimize the amount of technical jargon you use in the presentation is so important. Or at least if you're going to use it, explain what it means. And then also just using anecdotes and and analogies, comparisons to really drive points home is really important too. Because a lot of times you might be describing concepts that the people in the audience may not know. And if you are able to relate it to something that's more generally known, well, then people are going to think, okay, yeah, okay, I know what that means. So now that you explain that, well, you actually this technical concept that you're explaining makes a lot more sense, and that can be really helpful too. And those are just two things that come to mind when it comes to just knowing your audience and making sure that you tailor your presentation to their comprehension, to their understanding. That's really what I wanted to say about that. I mean, knowing your audience probably should be the number one rule when it comes to giving a presentation, because if you present concepts or ideas that are beyond the expertise of the people in the audience, then they're not going to listen. And it's not about dumbing down your presentation because you're not an expert in everything. I mean, has there ever been a time where you've been in a presentation or listening to a presentation and you have no clue what's going on? Would you want to think that the person in trying to address your needs to understand the presentation said that they dumbed down their presentation? You'd be like, what, you think I'm an idiot? No, no, you're not an idiot. You just don't know as much about that particular topic as the person presenting. So it's incumbent upon that presenter to put things in a way that you can understand. And it's not about dumbing it down. It's just making it understandable to people outside of your field. So that's what I really want to say about that. Know your audience. Try to minimize the technical jargon. Use anecdotes and analogies to make it more understandable to a non-technical audience, and you should be all right. Again, my name is Neil Thompson, founder of Teach the Geek. You can learn more about it at teachthegeek.com. Again, that's teachthegeek.com. Until next time, take care and stay safe.